It's a beautiful Thursday morning and we are awake here at Dominion TV. Wake Up Africa. My name is Precious Biadola and I'm going to be your host for today. Now, many things that we've been discussing along the week, and today is not going to be anything different. Actually, today is going to be a top-up of all the great conversations that we've been having. And so if you're home, Dominion TV, great. And if you're going out, it's My Dominion TV on social media. Today, we should have the regulars because it's Thursday. There's going to be weather, there's going to be birthdays, and today is Ask the Doctor. Okay, so on Tuesday, we missed the doctor because he had an engagement somewhere, but today he's here with us. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to pick the numbers on the screen, and then you're going to call and you would ask the doctor anything that bothers on your health, and the doctor will be sure to give you great advice. We're looking forward to a day where we'll peg Dr. Wisdom and Dr. Juan. Oh, that would be very beautiful. I can't wait for that day. And many other conversations that are coming up which you don't want to miss. Now, we're talking about Africa governance and the youth involvement. That's going to be a big conversation today, and you don't want to miss that. Right, so this is it. It's going to be great combos from now till 10 a.m. You want to spread the news, like, share, and drop comments on our social media handles. We settle now for the weather.
I want to welcome you to Wake Up Africa morning show. If Africa has ever needed to wake up, it's now. I promise you that this Wake Up Africa morning show will impact your life. It will illuminate you. The Bible said that thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. You need this insight. You need the understanding required to make all the difference in all of our lives. I want you not just to tune in to the Wake Up Africa morning show, but I want you to be a sponsor. I want you to partner with us as we take this Wake Up Africa morning show, the inspiration it brings, the impact across all Africa, to homes, to individuals, impacting lives. Join us to make a difference. It is said and believed that in this life, what you do to change the life of others matters than what you acquire for yourself. It is believed that it's not what you have, what you possess that matters, but the difference you made in the life of others. I believe as you partner with Wake Up Africa morning show, you'll be joining us to make a difference in the life of so many people out there. Partner with us, and every time we touch a life, you are blessed. Every time we impact a family, you'll be remembered for good. God bless you. Looking forward to partnering with you and tuning in to Wake Up Africa morning show.
And the weatherman is on standby to give us the weather report. Good morning, Mr. Solomon.
Good morning. You had a lot of precious one.
Yeah. Take us away. What should we expect by way of weather report?
Thank you. And let me first greet our cherished viewers and listeners of Wake Up Africa on Dominion TV this morning. Today is the last but one day of the week. You have no call credit.
And that was from the weatherman. Sorry, we couldn't fully get that detail. But the moment we get that, we'll be sure to share with you. Now it's time for us to celebrate birthdays. Happy birthday to these beautiful souls.
It's your birthday. It's your day, one day out of 365. It's your day, one day out of 365. Happy birthday. Ooh, It's your birthday. It's your day, one day out of 365. It's your day, one day out of 365. Happy birthday, ooh, to you. Happy birthday, to you. Happy birthday.
Okay, so it's time for us to have some special birthdays. Happy birthday to these amazing people. This young man actually sings in church. So this is from Solomon Annan to Minister Senna Mensah. Minister Senna Mensah. Oh, Minister of the Gospel. The way you have held your microphone there is like Charlie. Ish. And you're a bugger too. Wow, that's nice. Minister Senna Mensah, this is from Solomon. Solo says, happy birthday to you. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. Yeah, so that's just about it. Weatherman is back on. Weatherman is back on? Okay, great. So good morning, Mr. Solomon. Sorry about that. Can we just skip the greetings to the weather real straight?
Okay. Today is the last but one day of the working week. Thursday, 19 days into the month of June 2025, and we are looking at the weather for the next 24 hours over the entire country. It's going to be partly cloudy in the country, especially the southern half of the country, with mist and fog patches forming over parts of the coastal, forest, and mountainous zones. Eastern coast of Ghana may experience thunderstorms with rain this morning. After monitoring some rain-bearing clouds at the shores of Benin and Togo, and has even entered Ghana. And it's even raining in Kita as I speak.
Oh, wow.
So the coastal belts may experience some thunderstorms with rain late morning going. So they should prepare themselves. Mostly sunny across the entire country in the afternoon, followed by isolated thunderstorms with rains over parts of the coastal, slightly north of the coastal belts, middle and transition sectors, late afternoon into the evening hours, before or after 5 p.m. The state of the sea is always rough during this period, so the need for precautionary measures are always important. Temperatures will range from 23 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius over the coastal belts, 22 degrees Celsius this morning to 33 degrees Celsius in the afternoon over the middle sectors and forest belts, 21 degrees Celsius this morning to 34 degrees Celsius over 34 degrees Celsius in the afternoon over the transition sectors, 24 degrees Celsius this morning to 34 degrees Celsius in the afternoon over the northern sectors of the country. This is how the weather is expected to be or will fare for us for the next 24 hours over the entire country. So there be any major changes, I'll keep you updated for viewers and listeners to be very much aware.
Great.
Thank you, Gabriela. The questions were.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Solomon. Have a beautiful day. There you have it. That's the weather report. In the Volta region, it's raining. And so that means that it's not so far from us. If it decides to rain, you need your umbrellas. You need to be safe. You need to stay away from very tall buildings and tall billboards. And also to heed to the advice from the presidency. So that's just about it. Well, whilst NADMO is getting ready to fix you when you hit with flood and all that, you want to start off by also being careful, right, and doing right so that you're not caught up by the rainy season. Let's get on with the Wake Up Buzz now, keeping you updated on what's happening on international and local fronts. And to our local news, faith-based school rules don't breed rights. You accept it by enrolling. And this is from Justice Amaleboba. Visa delays due to logistical failures by U.S. Postal Service, and from the Foreign Minister Ablakwa. Government suspects suspends National Service Authority's portal for posting personnel over ghost names scandal. The Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly boss optimistic of completing KJTF Phase 2 in 2 years. Court dismisses Oforiata's bid to block OSP from declaring him wanted. $6 billion needed to tackle flooding nationwide, and this is from Kennedy A.J. National Identification Authority to begin payment of 20% salary arrears from January 2025. And then to international news, Israel targets missile sites in Iran amid escalating tensions. Iran urges citizens to delete WhatsApp and alleges spy links to Israel. Ghanaian nurse Naomi Ohene Oti wins 2025 Global Nursing Award for cancer care work. Congratulations. Man shot by Kenyan police during protest is in intensive care, the father says. At least 60 people feared missing in 2 deadly shipwrecks off Libya, IOM says. Nigerian healthcare worker jailed in the UK for kissing patient. And to our very last story, Nigeria to export first gasoline cargo to Asia from Dangote refinery, sources says. And that's it by way of Wake Up Buzz, keeping you updated on what's happening on local and international fronts. We're going to go for a break now, and then when we get back, we get into the news review.
Sunday, 29 June 2025. Get ready to be overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit in a life-changing encounter. It's Overwhelming Miracle Sunday, 2nd edition, with Prophet Prince Jose and Pastor Kwame Jedu. Sunday, 29 June 2025 at 5 p.m. sharp. Also ministering Team Eternity Ghana and Latter Glory Choir. Be present at the Ridge Community Cathedral adjacent Noble House Restaurant, Kumasi. Don't miss the Overwhelming Miracle Sunday 2nd edition, brought to you by Action Chapel International Ridge Community, Kumasi, under the auspices of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
I decree today that the power of God that is coming upon your life, no enemy will touch you and go free.
Experience the power. Take dominion.
Say the name of Jesus. Name of Jesus. I prophesy. Doors of favor.
Action Chapel's Dominion Hour. Now, live, this and every Thursday on Dominion TV.
And from today, you will be stronger than any enemy. It's good to be with you. Thank you for tuning in. I have with me some of the latest release of my books that I believe will impact your life. The snare of indifference simply has to do with lukewarmness, how the enemy has succeeded to cast spells on the church, to desensitize God's people, to cause us to slumber, spiritual slumber. These are not the days to slumber. These are days to be awake and alive and to be on our watch and our guard like never before. Please get this book. It will bless you, to impact your life. It will break the snare and the spell. It will lift the veil of you, and it will illuminate the eyes of your understanding and help you to avoid lukewarmness. Because being lukewarm, it's very dangerous. You are not hot and you are not cold. That's what simply it means by being lukewarm. You are not in and you are not out. It's very dangerous. There is no middle ground anywhere. You are in or out. This book, The Snare of Indifference, Lukewarmness, it shows you the signs of lukewarmness and how to overcome it. Get this book. It will impact your life. And as you do so, God bless you.
I wanted to make it a surprise.
Why?
I knew the dramatic appearance would excite everyone.
I've been looking for you for a very long time.
Why are you so intimidated?
But you just complain that I'm fat.
But you are fat.
Here is my son.
Give me what I want and I will set you free.
Stop! Jesus has set me free. Yes, Lord.
He's the greatest of all, and he lives right in me, in you. Greater is he that lives in me. Greater is he that lives in me. He is greater, 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 oh greater, greater is he that lives in me. He is greater, 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 oh greater, greater is he that lives in me. Greater is he that lives in me. The greater one lives in you. Greater is he lives in me. That lives in me. Say he is greater. He is greater. Greater, 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 oh greater, greater is he. Greater is he that lives in me. He is greater. He is greater. Greater, 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 oh greater, greater is he. Greater is he that lives in me. Say, the mighty one lives in us. Mighty is he. Mighty is he that lives in me. He's the mightiest. Mighty is he that lives in me. He is mighty. He is mighty. Mighty, 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 oh mighty, oh mighty is he that lives in me. Say he is mighty. He is so do for nyamie umi momo kanina kamisradio kanina mi wetiriwa na so do for nyamie umi momo we umi momo bekasa nyamie kamio odu for nyamie umi momo Nyamia Odum for nyamia umi mabo Obi wa nyamia kaina Onso kasa Nyamia kainyo Odum for nyamia umi mabo Onso kasa Nyamia kainyo Odum for nyamia umi mabo Sirani weradia uwa menina asu wafama ya hana mama wanzi migreda ni sanuma vividi sufo nefidie mu nefidie ne bubu efidie ne jiri efidie ne bubu efidie ne jiri yamiaka imyo Odum for nyamie umi mabo Enti mekasa Nyamia kainyo Odum for nyamie umi mabo Nyamia kainyo Odum for nyamie umi mabo
Welcome and thank you very much for joining us. We're grateful and thankful to God for creating this opportunity for us to be able to use as vessels to bless people by sharing our thoughts and perspectives on news making headlines around the world. And also here in Ghana, as usual, just as we do on news review segment, our men have their days, and the men have joined us today. And today is a Thursday, and so you're expecting to see Dr. Justice Apia Kobi, who is a development expert, and of course also the Dean for Dominion Theological Seminary, and also the forensic scientist who works with the Ghana Armed Forces and also with the Next Gen Action Chapel International is Pastor Benaradi. We're grateful that both of you can join us. Which paper?
You are telling us a jollof recipe today.
Of course. I have done this.
I'm waiting actually.
I've done this.
I brought my pen, but
I have done this, and I knew this day would come. My mother told me where people will be asking of your special recipe and these special ingredients and all of that. I mean, I knew this day would come.
Start with the Gino part and let's go. So what do you put first? What do you do?
Because you have a beef with me, I want to use beef.
Okay. But normally, what do you use?
So first, sorry, you want me to list the ingredients first?
Yeah, no, normally, what do you use apart from beef?
Oh, no, I don't want to give that away.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give that away. So today, for the purposes of today's jollof, I'm using beef because this got beef with me.
No problem.
It's got beef with me.
No problem.
So beef. I mean, what you do first is to make sure that you prepare your beef.
You steam it well.
And do all of that. No, I can't go. It will be too long.
Too long.
So you add your stuff and all of that. But make sure because that is That's where my secret is. So you keep the broth, the water out of. Make sure you keep it, because that is where I destroy people's taste buds.
That looks like your secret is my secret too.
You see,
use the broth as well.
Yes,
I also use the broth.
Yes, we are talking. We are talking.
Married people are talking. Okay. So single man, please. You have been singled out.
So one of the major things that you need to look out for is onions, right? Onions, we call something sauteing. Do you know what sauteing is?
This man is not saying anything.
I've done catering from basics.
Go on with the jollof. Yeah, go on with the jollof. I don't know why you are.
Fine. It's all right. So you first of all, saute the onion in oil,
right?
Until it becomes the kind of, what you want to see. What you want to see.
Golden brown
no, it depends on what you want to see, how you want to see.
Okay.
I want to see somewhere. I will not share that with you.
So which in the food can be very horrible. Because what you want to see is if it's bad.
No. It will not go black. But it will become
a burnt offering.
It's bent. It's not bent some way. Translucent.
So it's like a burnt offering or peace offering.
Not too bad.
Then
you add your Gino tomato mix.
Okay.
And mix.
I hear they have a jollof mix as well. Do you know?
Yeah, they have something like
that. Have a jollof mix.
Right. So continue. Then you mix it up. After mixing it up,
it's okay.
What?
Take your screens. Jollof back. We've used 10 minutes. We've not finished the stew.
But you allow the thing to cook.
After the
I'm giving the time to allow it to cook as well, and that's the space.
Please comment on Goku's jollof. This jollof will finish tomorrow.
Jollof that it takes time to also finish.
Oh, jollof is one of the simplest and quickest meals.
No, it's not quick. You see, you are not. You're single. You don't. It is a single jollof you have been preparing. We prepare double jollof.
The day I marry, I walk like this.
Anyways, guys, welcome to that part of the show where we get to share with you a lot what's happening in the world of news. Single jollof. You now know where he's single jollof. Let's start off with the very first one. Faith-based schools rules don't reach rights. You're accepted by enrolling. Supreme Court Judge nominee Justice Hafizata Amali Boba has asserted that students who voluntarily choose to attend faith-based schools are bound by the institution codes of conduct, and such expectations should not be viewed as a violation of rights or an act of compulsion. She appeared before the Parliament's Appointments Committee yesterday to respond to questions, a lot of them, but of course, as part of it, balancing constitutional freedoms, but particularly freedom of religion and all of that. Well, she made it clear that while rights are fundamental, they are not absolute and must be exercised within the boundaries of the public interest and the right of others. Rights are not absolute. Every right has a limitation, including being limited by the rights of others and a public interest. Well, I was speaking to one of my guests the other day, and he tells me that his son is in a Catholic school. Some others who are from even other sects of Christianity come and want to exert some, beliefs and religious want to change stuff in how the school practices its, whether you like it, it's stuff in the school. But I mean, he was very intelligent enough to say that even though I'm a charismatic, once I send my child to the Catholic school, the rules are bounding, their practices are bounding. I knew before enrolling, but some people don't take it. They say, look, it's a secular state, so the school is found in the secular state, and so must take the shape of that. I don't know of you though. So when you go to his Ahmadiyya, you also have to be giving some special.
The funny thing though is that the level of entitlement we have in this generation is really mind-boggling.
But this is mostly by the parents, not even the children.
Yeah, it is because I was invited to be part of the stakeholder consultation with the constitutional review, chaired by Professor Prempe. And these things came up again, and very strongly, actually, from our Muslim brethren. And normally, some of these things, let's call a spade a spade. It stem from that angle. That in fact, the man was talking so much that even that when he went to the UK and he saw a security woman wearing hijab, or what did they call it? Hijab, no, in Ghana they have mayafi. Excuse me. And I was like, so is it okay if I become a soldier or a policeman? Then I wear my clerical, then my jalabia, then with my gun, because I'm with my mitre. I mean, what are we? What kind of institution are we building? You see,
but clerical say,
yeah. Why not clerical? Because if we want, you guys want us to allow you to wear jalabia or wear a hijab or mayafi, why the security company has their own uniform?
That the mayafi covers the head. It's not really part of the uniform.
Yeah. So no, the reason why are they using that? Because
to show that they are Muslims.
No, yes, they said they use the word we should allow them to have full expression
of their faith.
So much so that one of the complaints was that when they are praying, some of the students and teachers will pass in front of them, and it's like they don't regard them and stuff like that. I mean, these are part of the occupational hazard of your faith.
Right.
So what are we really talking about in here? And since the day of John the Baptist up to now, we've not been having these problems. It's just this generation that are so much entitled to everything. Human right, human left, human... That's why it's causing... Yeah, that's what causing all these problems. If you join a group, you need to know that these are the... Of course, some of us, we came from charismatic homes. And we take our children, two of my children went to Infantipim. Infantipim is Methodist school.
Yeah.
And they learn the hymns.
You have to.
You have to. And so sometime, initially my son was complaining. Sometime I will hear him humming. I said,
what are you doing?
He's singing some of the hymns, but he cannot really catch the lyrics. You begin to appreciate some of these things. Yeah. One of the reasons why I have a lot of Muslims friends, it is because of where I grew up, the school I went, and how they were practicing their faith.
You went to Tiamas?
No, I didn't go to. I went to Okes initially before Prempeh College.
Okay.
And Okes, because we have very strong sports school.
Right.
We have a lot. One of my best friends is Ibrahim Tanko. The sports district, the coach of Ghana Black Satellites.
Yes.
Yeah, Bamtanko. We even go out sometime. Say, oh, Charlie, I'm coming to Kumasi. Say, oh, there's a teaser somewhere. Let's meet. Then we go and eat. I have all pictures and stuff like that. We play football together. Malam Yaya, we play Black Star. We play football together. So why are we bringing this? It's going to bring religious division again. A division which we've never had this problem. And so I really think that if you go to Rome, just do what the Romans do. If you don't want to go to Rome, go to Greece. Yeah, simple as that.
Where Doc sort of ended in the case of his relationship with some Muslims, also these Muslims, is that not where the standpoint of these other people? And I don't want us to even situate this in the issues of Muslims. I'm just saying that that is where they're also coming from, to say that if you allow a space, you can coexist. And so don't make it so strict. Do this, otherwise you are out. But open up a bit.
Because I brought that, let me come in small before you come.
Right.
Please, unity is not uniformity.
True. Okay.
We should have that thing in mind. Okay. And we do not have to see eye to eyes before we hold hand to hand.
Okay.
You see, that is actually the thing. And again, Ghana is arguably the most peaceful.
Religious tolerance.
Yeah. I have been in Asia. And there are some places, Koku, the fact that they know you are Muslim, they will cut your head. I know for a fact. Wow. I've been in a place in Asia that when they came to find out that I am coming around and know that I'm a Christian, 3 bombs were planted. One near my hotel because they thought that I am American, Christian, whatever that I've been sent. You know, people who saved me, it was my same brethren. And some of them, when they come to know that if I teach even Islam in the university.
Yeah.
And so, and sometimes when we talk about some of these things, they appreciate it so much. And it's because they know I'm from Ghana. Right. I was living in one house. People from Saudi, from Bahrain, from Maldives, from Sudan, from Eritrea. We are all living in, and I was the only Christian living with them.
Oh, I see.
And while I'm with them, I never ate any haram. Anything haram. No. They respected me. I supposed to be called kafir.
Hey.
And yet they were calling me brother.
Okay.
We hug each other and all that. Yeah. So what I'm actually saying is that uniformity is not necessarily unity.
Yeah.
It is not the outward expression. Okay. It's the love we have for each other. I've been constantly calling myself as Zongu, but in fact, one of them from Saudi Arabia, Aziz said, Justice, you were born with Muslim, you grew up with Muslims, your friends are Muslim, you come to abroad and it's still the same. Yeah. I wonder why you are even not a Muslim. So I said, isn't that really interesting? That I was born with them, I grew with them, and I wonder why you guys are still not Christians.
Yeah.
You see, I'm trying to let them get both sides. You know, we can't make analysis on one side of the races.
That's right.
And they call it paralysis of analysis.
That's right.
That's right. I don't understand what exactly the problem is. Specifically because, well, to your question, on a personal level, yes.
Okay.
But on an institutional level, no.
Okay.
I don't think Muslim countries have problems with Christians per se. But in many Muslim countries, in fact, I don't know of any Muslim country where a Christian can do open air preaching. You can't. No, you just can't. It's not because they don't like you. It's not because they don't want you to be there as a Christian. There are churches even. In Dubai, I know there are churches. In Saudi Arabia, I don't know. But in Dubai, I know there are churches.
Saudi, they have. But those, they have.
They have churches in Saudi. So
normally what they do is that they allocate a specific place. And the services are on Fridays. Okay. I remember I sent a Ghanaian to Kuwait. And he went there. And he said, Sunday he went to say, "Oh, sir, the church that you told me, they are not there." Azamaga.
It's Friday.
It's Fridays. It's Fridays because Sunday is not a time for you to
worship. Yes,
yeah.
Friday
In fact,
is
there are
worship
some
time.
of the Arab countries. Sundays is a working day.
Yeah.
You see, so you cannot go there and insist that whether I like it or not, I'm supposed to have a service on Sundays. No, it doesn't work that way. So you just have to confirm.
Once Doc said I'm a guy, I knew the man was an ever.
Yeah. Interestingly, most of my children are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when it comes to this issue of schools accepting, even amongst the Christian, faith, I'm not a proponent of is it ecumenism, where it's like the unity of the faith. I'm not really a proponent of that. The differences are for a reason.
That's right.
It's because we don't agree in certain doctrinal, So, and they are important because what you believe is what determines how you behave. But when you have been able to put up a school like Dominion Christian Academy, you don't come here and try to impose your personal beliefs on a system. It's not done like that. If you're a Christian and you go to TIMAS and you want to go and impose your Christian beliefs on a TIMAS institution, I have a problem with you. Just like the judge rightly said, you knew before you went. It's called T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School. What did you think you were going to do there? So if you don't want to practice Islam, go to like Ghana Lebanon Islamic Secondary School, Glace. You go and say, I'm a Christian, you should allow me to. No, please. It doesn't work like that.
I've been praying tongues and raise.
Yes. It doesn't work like that. So if you want to do, there are so many schools that are Christian. There's, I think, there's this Christian university somewhere around the Ofanko Pokwasi area there. So many of them, Dominion is a Christian university, right?
Yeah. Talking about
Heritage, yes, Heritage Christian University. There are so many. If you want to go to a school that aligns with your beliefs, go to a school that aligns with your beliefs. Don't go to Holy Child, St. Peter's, and try to go and be a charismatic there. It shouldn't be. If you go, like Doc rightly said, if you go to Rome, do what Romans do. Don't come and be distorting the system. It's a matter of the institution. It's not personal. You may have personal friends who are from other sides of the island, so on and so. That's wonderful. But institutionally speaking, for the sake of law and order, don't come and exert your personal beliefs on it. In the UK, you see that in the UK recently, they've had a lot of problems. Very recently, one school in the UK, which has traditionally held Easter services since it was instituted, last year said, oh no, it was this year, said they will not have the Easter service because of religious tolerance and because it offends certain portions of the school. This is like a very long-standing tradition, long, and it's been scratched because some people's feelings are hurt. We have to really come off this thing, and the heads of institutions should be stronger. When you want to satisfy everybody, you end up becoming a fool. In the West now, one of the main, some of my peers who are in the West, and don't comment about this, or just move. Okay. After I finish saying, don't say anything. Some of my peers who are in
but it depends though.
It can't depend. There'll be blood. Some of my peers who are in the US and co, who have children, they say, my fear now is to raise my child.
Yes.
Because the system here, I was speaking to one of them 2 days ago. He said, I can't raise my son in Paris. I just can't. Because the system there, their moral system, their value system is so off. What she knows to be correct, and it is true, what she knows to be proper morality, it has been sacrificed on a table of, we want to please everybody, And so now we allow all kinds of strange things, sexuality things. Now in California, your child can go through sex change without your consent as a parent.
9 years old.
Yes. I think it's 4 years old.
9.
Without your consent, they can go through sex change. So they go to school as a boy, they come back as a girl.
That's what they did to Elon Musk's son.
Oh no.
Oh, you didn't know one of the main reasons why Elon Musk actually supported Donald Trump was some of these things. Elon Musk's eldest son, that he's grooming him to take the empire. Went to school
as a boy.
Came back. Hello, Dad. And pissed him off.
And these kinds of things, is because we want to please everybody. We've entertained it to levels where things that we know to be abnormal have now become accepted because personal beliefs are bearing on institutional structures. We won't take it.
Absolutely.
Let me add something small.
Finally.
Most religious countries normally have what they call proselyte law.
Proselyte law.
That, for example, in Thailand, you cannot share your faith as a Christian. You cannot share your faith to the Buddhists. If they come to find out, you'll be arrested. The same with Laos. You can't do that. I have been preaching one time in Hong Kong. And when I'm almost done, police were there for my arrest. And I'm telling you my own experience, not what I read, not what I heard. You will lose 90% of the anointing right away. When you know that after the Kodaki, you are going there. Nobody cares.
I'll finish preaching. I'll preach.
Then you know what I did? I did. I said, my message was done, so nothing I can do. So I said, let's pray.
I'll pray.
I prayed and prayed. I'm just thinking, what's the next
prayer point?
Then, when I opened my eyes, they were gone.
The police people, they gave up.
And the usher said that I was reported.
Wow.
I was reported.
By members of the church or the community?
Somebody around in the community. Okay. But when they came, they realized that I'm not. So even the law, but it's not even that straight. That is why most churches that we have in China, we have that. So when you hear the word underground church, it's not like it's underground, but we are hiding. So for example, my church was called Assemblies of the Firstborn Limited because you are registered as like a company. When they come Every time we have food and we have cake and stuff like that, immediately you see them, happy birthday to you. Just do something. And sometimes when you are singing, you even have to lip sing. You know that, well, maybe one time I shared with you about missionary stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that is the rule of engagement there. You don't go hold placards and say, Chobo, yeah, you not go sit down and make them cheaters every day. No, you can't do that because that is not your difference.
Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, you can share your thoughts with us. I'm very interested in that. Flora Nashida says good morning and gives us thumbs up, or if you like, claps for us. We're grateful. You can also share your thoughts with us. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, and so go to My Dominion TV and leave your comments there.
Just last one again.
Yes, please do quickly.
Do you know some of the mosques in Ghana, including some of the prominent mosques, I've spoken there.
You've spoken there?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a preacher?
Yeah. Share religious tolerance and all this stuff. Some of the serious Muslim sheikhs, people like Arimia now. Arimia.
Yeah, the spokesperson
of Dr. Mazouk, who is the personal assistant to the chief imam. These are people we discuss, we talk about religious issues. Okay, the COMOC president, the coalition of Muslims, this in the whole Ghana. These are people that we are on WhatsApp group and we talk and stuff like that. Ghana, I love
our religious
and I am just glad to be. They shouldn't push certain things too much because, I was saying to Lawyer Fuamoni, who was sitting beside me, I said, these people should be careful what they wait for. Because I would go to Kumasi and set up a serious ministry in Tia Ahmadiyya. I would do that.
Yeah, because that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want to be accepted in a Catholic school, then you have to accept us in Muslim schools.
Exactly.
It goes both ways.
You say you're a charismatic and you went to St. Augustine and you want to just be leading in the name of Jesus. No, it doesn't go that way.
You have to follow a certain rule. Anyways. Well, Claire, I'm sure you've gotten, especially the perspective of our guests. Let's go to the next story, shall we? Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Kujetua Blakwa has explained that recent delays in receiving U.S. visas and passports are due to logistical issues with the United States Postal Service. The minister disclosed this information in Parliament on Wednesday while responding to mounting concerns about the late visa deliveries that have caused distress among applicants in recent times. This is what he had to say in clarifying. While the visa and passport issuance process has significantly improved, the primary challenge remains mainly in delays, largely due to the logistical failures by the United States Postal Service. So I think I saw a woman, there was a video of this particular woman who was complaining bitterly about waiting for 6 weeks or so. So I don't know, maybe some of those sorts of funds.
Yes, the USPS, now we cannot see that every so-called established institution also has problems. This logistical failures, if it wasn't reported by the minister, would have doubted it.
That's right.
Would have said, oh no, they just want to say something to level themselves, and it's everywhere. So he said he's had a discussion with the US people to mitigate these failures, to make sure that it doesn't go too much. And he also mentioned that there were some visas that were even issued somewhere in June 5th, thereabout, which have still not been delivered because they weren't scanned properly. So the logistical failures are quite a bit. And these are some of the reasons people apply for visas. They get them, but the documentation delay. It becomes a very big problem for them to get their documents, for them to be able to use it for what they want to use it for. And he, in that same speech, he spoke about the guy who was caught in Washington.
Yes.
And the fact that he was raking in about over $4 million annually, because he had set up a Ghana travel consult, and he had been taking money, and he had made himself the sole courier.
That's right.
Of passports and visa applications in the US. So in Ghana, it's suffering. In the US, it's suffering. This issue that he's brought up or he's raised, very, 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 very good. And as he's taking steps to mitigate it, I'm sure in a few days or weeks we'll see an improvement. And I must say that I'm quite surprised at the level of efficiency of Honorable Ablakwa.
Okay.
When he was appointed foreign minister, I thought, look, that's a very high portfolio. Maybe someone more experienced and he deputizes or something. I was like, I don't know. I had my doubts. But so far, hey, look,
Okay,
I think he's killing it.
Okay.
You know, he's very vigilant.
Doc might disagree with you though.
In fact,
No, but you finish. Doc will come.
where I would disagree is
Is the
that from
closure
me,
of that.
just right from the beginning, I knew he's going to do a great job.
Oh,
The son
right.
of man.
Yeah.
No, back in Presec, he was very, very religious guy.
Oh, I see.
So during this thing that he was fighting, his close buddy, Doctor, the one at Lekuku before.
Yes.
Okoboy.
Dr. Okoboy.
Okoboy actually with Randy Abbey explained to people that people don't think that he's a demon possessed. Back in secondary school, he was so religious that they call him the son of man.
Son of man is born in Ejuma.
I know.
Yesterday, when he gave the breakdown of the Washington machine and how they uncovered the thing, they put everything on hold. I was like, oh, come on.
Okay.
He knows, and the property. He's bringing up issues we didn't even know we had. Like the Ghana consulate and Ghana High Commission and Ghana Embassy properties that we have. I think it was, again, in his time that we saw someone was trying to sell our embassy property in Nigeria, and so on and so forth. He's letting us know that being a foreign minister is not just about diplomatic relations. It's a whole lot of things. You are managing plenty things at the same time. And, this also, it encourages me and it helps me to know that the next generation we are not hopeless like that.
Thank you.
You are not hopeless. There are young people who can actually hold big posts and deliver. He and then what's the name of the Sam George, is it?
Yes.
Sam George also, he took a lot of backlash in the beginning because it looked like he wasn't doing anything.
That's right.
And when he struck like 4 things at a go.
Yeah.
It's nice to see.
That's right.
And I have hope that my generation too, we have something small to offer. We are. Oh yes. Tomorrow when I'm coming like this now, my Jonah don't pay me. That's how it is.
So one for Okudzeto Blakwa, day one I knew he's going to do well.
Okay.
Because I see him as somebody who is very conscientious,
Yes.
very detail-oriented kind of person.
Yes.
And normally people like that, they do very well when it comes to administrative stuff. Yeah, so I knew he's going to do well. And if this country needs to applaud somebody, actually it's a late president called Atamils. When he brought up, and that actually brought some also this thing to the MPP. They are also bringing the miracles.
Right.
Asensu Boakye. For example, I know a person like Asensu Boakye. This is a guy, by the way, he went to TI Media.
Oh.
And he's a very strong Methodist.
Can you imagine?
So this is a person, I have not seen Asensu putting his hand on something
and not doing it.
And not doing it well.
Seriously. That's actually true.
When they were in power, he will say, let's meet this time. What time? 8 something or so. No. Let's say do it 10. Okay, 10. 10, you'll be there around 11, 12, he's coming. And you can see he's coming from office. That's most of the time he has closed. Yeah, and we see, but this thing started with Atamils when he brought the young generation. And they were giddy and all that. But when they started settling down, then you can see that, Ghana, we have hope.
Yeah.
If they will not be corrupted as they go by.
See, Sami Jemfi is the one who showed the first action.
Yeah.
That's right.
With the gold board and everything. And how effectively the thing is run.
Yeah.
And it's always cited as one of the reasons the city is doing well.
Yeah.
And so you see that it's not all talk. The guy knows what he's about. He knows what he's doing. And we really should make sure we produce more of such. People like Okudzeto Blakwa, Sami Jemfi, we need to produce more of such. Thank you.
And the jollof.
Time check is 8:03 a.m. We'll take a break at this point. When we come back, we'll still talk about issues of Kumasi with the Kejetia markets. You get to tell us. It's been a while. I can't remember the last time I went to Kumasi though. Quite a number of stories are also on the front burner. We'll discuss all of that. And the court also dismissing quite a number of the cases as well. But we'll return shortly. My guests are still here. Stay with us.
I want to welcome you to Wake Up Africa Morning Show. If Africa has ever needed to wake up, it's now. I promise you that this Wake Up Africa Morning Show will impact your life. It will illuminate you. The Bible said that thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. You need this insight. You need the understanding required to make all the difference in all of our lives. I want you not just to tune in to the Wake Up Africa Morning Show, but I want you to be a sponsor. I want you to partner with us as we take this Wake Up Africa Morning Show, the inspiration it brings, the impact across all Africa, to homes, to individuals, impacting lives. Join us to make a difference. It is said and believed that in this life, what you do to change the life of others matters than what you acquire for yourself. It is believed that it's not what you have, what you possess that matters, but the difference you made in the life of others. I believe as you partner with Wake Up Africa Morning Show, you'll be joining us to make a difference in the life of so many people out there. Partner with us, and every time we touch a life, you are blessed. Every time we impact a family, you'll be remembered for good. God bless you. Looking forward to partnering with you and tuning in to Wake Up Africa Morning Show.
Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you very much for staying with us. Remember to share your thoughts and comments with us via social media streams, live streams on Facebook and on YouTube as well. My Dominion TV. Drop your comments there. I'll share with the world. My guests are still here, Dr. Pia Kubi and, of course, Pastor Buddy. They are here with us. What do we do first? Government has suspended NSA's portal for posting personnel over ghost name scandal. The Minister of Youth and Youth Development Empowerment has ordered an immediate suspension of the central management system at the National Service Authority following concerns over the integrity of the digital postings platform for national service personnel. According to a statement released on Wednesday, June 17th, it is said that the Office of the President directed the suspension of the CMS indefinitely to permit a thorough technical and forensic review. The ministry assured the public that alternative measures are being implemented to maintain transparent and uninterrupted service for all national service personnel during the audit.
This picture there is wild.
Yeah. Right. So this decision comes amid ongoing investigations into NSA's ghost names scandal, an alarming case where tens of thousands of non-existent or fraudulent names were placed on the National Service Bureau. I think it's called in the right direction, right, Doc?
Let me start.
Oh, okay, great.
Well,
right.
If they hadn't taken the decision, I would rather have been surprised.
Okay.
Because this is a system that has cost us millions. 500 million Ghana cedis is not small money. And this is the system that we're using that allowed ghost names to be included. And, I just saw the picture and I realized Nanabi is part. Nanabi is part of the entire NSS.
Yes.
Wow. But in all of these things, his name has barely come up.
Nanabi has been there for
a
long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the name we normally hear is Esibe and Owari.
Because they were the frontliners.
No, Nanabi was director.
Oh.
If Nanabi was here,
Director or deputy, which one?
If Anabi was there, he would be director because Anabi there, Anabi's a top dog.
Yeah, but I don't think that he was that top as you.
I see. Well, so I mean, there's this system which has allowed that particular crime to go on. I don't think we should be allowing it to pass. It should be audited, very properly audited. And so the call is the best call. But now the alternative is what I'm wary of, because the people are finished. They are waiting for their posting, and now we are now discussing alternatives. I think that the alternative should have been made available. Then the thing would have been suspended, or it should have been done simultaneously, because then it's going to create chaos, a backlog. And many times when these things happen, it's innocent applicants who suffer. People who are done with school and are looking for an opportunity or waiting for the opportunity to serve their country that suffer. And so I don't know. One of the things that I think we can do is when the NSS does the posting, the data that, I think they already do it. The data that is collected should come from the places where the people have been posted to.
Okay.
But I think it's already done because the NSA is decentralized. So you go to I don't know if you did that in your time. When you do your national service.
I didn't do
every
national
month.
service because I went to college.
Oh, right. So when you do your national service, you have to go to every month. You have to go and submit your log sheets to the district office, and then that's what they used to see if you met the minimum attendance, then they can pay you and so on. If that is so, I'm really wondering how they still got away with the payment of those monies. And
it's a system. Yeah, it's a central system.
You have to produce a logbook or a log sheet to prove that you actually came to work.
Yes.
So if those logbooks, obviously, if these are fictitious names and they didn't have any logs, how were they still able to, or a human being actually did the entry?
Yes.
If a human being did the entry, then it means that the IT team, I don't know how they're going to do this.
Which is, of course, what they're doing, is because people are at the back end inputting
and
doing a lot of other jobs.
So if if this is what that is about, then I mean, absolutely fantastic. I think this is long overdue. Yeah. And as they are doing the audit, whoever is complicit in this, especially those IT guys, the US guy, I've forgotten his name, the Washington DC embassy guy, he was employed, he was employed as an IT guy, and he, using his IT expertise, did what he did, siphoning the country's money, over $4 million a year. So the IT guys, there are certain job descriptions and certain appointments that we make without really thinking. I always say that there are 3 jobs that if you want to assassinate someone, there are 3 people you can easily do it through: driver, cook, bodyguard. But many times these are the ones that we don't really book. They have if you want to eliminate someone, the driver can easily do it for you because they are driving them all the time. They know how to do it. They can arrange with somebody who will be passing here, the routing, they will put the routing information out. Then it's like they are accosted, you were caught, and then you were killed in the attack, and easily. If it's a cook, must I even go on? They can just poison you. If it's your bodyguard, Laurent Kabila, how was he killed? Bodyguard. His bodyguard shot him. Sankara too. It was his best friend. Yes, and when we employ people who we think are going to do non-critical things, so are performing non-critical roles, so we don't subject them to as much scrutiny as if you are applying as, let's say, a manager or some a portfolio that we think is very high profile. The scrutiny you are subjected to: where did you go? How did you do this? Where have you come from? How many years of experience? But these people, those technical, non-critical roles like IT is critical, but it is treated as non-critical because the background checks are not very extensive. And so you have people who will come, they'll be managing your IT systems for you, and they'll be allowing such inputs. They don't have strong character. They'll be allowing such things to be done, back-end transactions, and leaking and bleeding the country of so much money. And so if this audit is being done for the NSA portal, and not just the NSA portal, I think there are a lot of ghost names that are in many portals, financial portals in the country. The Financial Intelligence Center, the National Investigations Bureau, National Security, and all the stakeholders. I think we should perform an extensive audit of all the portals that have a bearing on our financial statements in this country. Let's make sure that we have cleared all the ghost names, or at least most of them, so that we can save some money for the future generation.
I see.
Yeah. So I can like very much what Pastor Vadi is saying, especially suspending the whole thing.
Yes,
would help so much, because my problem has always been the fact that we do certain things in this country, we talk about it, but nothing happens.
Right.
But when they started really making sure, that is why I like some of this new generation. And we're talking about Quarten Guide.
Yeah.
I am not sure though that 4 point something
per
year. Was it because of the charges from the people, or is actually he took it from the embassy?
So what he did was he redesigned the website such that the monies were routed into an account that he controlled. So let's say,
but he was giving the nations what due the nation.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
So for example, if the thing is $600, $200, he charges $500. Give $200 as
there were separate charges for separate things. So for instance, courier service, he was monopolizing a courier service. Nobody did courier.
I know firsthand, because I know somebody, a friend of my family coming from the US, a Filipina, that she kept on complaining why our system in the US is like that.
So divided.
That anytime he cannot deal with a distance, he have to deal with a third party.
Exactly.
She was complaining seriously.
That third party was him.
Yeah.
And it was almost official. So all the courier service money was going to him. All the application money was going to him. All the assistance money was going to him. You need assistance to fill your this and that. All of that money was also going to him. Then the official ones were going to the government. And he was raking in 1 million annually on just courier alone. If you add all the other ones, it's over $4 million dollars.
Yeah, and they're saying that about 64,000 people get visas
and passport processes
related,
every year, annually. Every day they do about between 200 to 300 every day. On average, 250 passports and visas are processed every single day. So you can imagine how much he was making on them.
Obviously, cannot also be said that he's the only one that will be complicit in that, because from what the other thoughts from the other workers who had worked there previously, the bosses knew about him.
He was queried.
Yeah.
He was queried.
They knew it.
And again, they said he was, Honorable Ablakwa said he was putting the money in an unofficial welfare account, which was known by the company, known by the mission. And they were using it for unofficial mission, I don't know, assignments or needs or whatever. And so they knew exactly what he was doing. They knew what he was, how he was mismanaging the funds and all of that. But they didn't say anything until it's become so bad now that.
Okay, so coming back to this one, I really think that they should hold on. They should do investigation. They should remove all the ghost names, so that actually. And even I wanted to connect it that when you talk about ghost names, it's not, I don't believe it's just only in NSO.
At all.
It is almost all government institutions. We need really a serious technology that automatically cut. And it's also because of the way we handle our death and birth stuff in Ghana. You see, when somebody would die, for how long, and people don't know that, I'm talking about the system, the government won't know. But those who are there know, they will still be getting the thing and enjoying it. Sometimes
there are systems. We don't even have to go. There's what we call the validation system. So for instance, if you work in the education sector or you are a nurse, if you have not come to the office for months, you are not going to be validated. Reports will be sent. When you do it continuously, once they see that the report has come continuously, they will have to take your name off.
Yeah.
So then why are they still been keeping names?
So the people at the back,
exactly,
they will keep it there. And so the money comes, so that it goes back to the chest, goes back to the chest of very bad people.
Yeah.
So that is, so there are systems here, but the people, so
Human beings.
the human beings, they are the ones who corrupt the same system. You could go look. You know how much we used to buy softwares in this country?
Millions of dollars, maybe.
Honorable Blackwell said yesterday that they even give a contract out for all the some of the Ghanaian missions.
Yes.
Websites should be standardized.
Yes.
Software things paying a lot of money.
Huge monies. Even that one is an issue you can discuss for 2 hours non-stop. That's another one. So you build that system only for people to bypass it, because somebody who managed it knows how to manage it and then siphon our money. So these are people, your classmates, your whether they were serious in class, whether they were not serious in class, these are people who find themselves and they just want to milk because of what they are seeing. What is happening in town right now? FBI is in town.
Right.
They've gotten some court orders to extradite people out of the country.
Yeah.
Why? Because you find people driving cars. What business is this young man doing? His father is a very poor person or relatively rich, but cannot buy this car. Fleet of them. And the question I've asked is, the rich people outside these countries, this is how they buy these cars. The people they defraud all the time, they scam. They don't even buy these cars. But these young people, and we have watched it. Fraud boys get standing ovation at meetings.
True.
Scammers get standing ovation, very special treatment in churches, and a lot of that. And we know what they do. Go to Twitter today, X today. You find them trolling people. They knew these guys.
Right.
Wow.
We're scamming. Everybody, we all know. But they get, when they come, the people are bowing to them, young people are bowing to them.
Because of money.
Because of money. We have to stop these things. And it's a mindset change. It's a mindset change. It's not a systemic anything. We have software that can even catch ghosts. Ghosts, I'm telling you. Ghosts are flying.
Even from Audome.
Don't do that. Let's do the final Ghanaian story, and then we could touch base with one African story. Okay. Yes. Court dismisses Oforiatta's bid to block OSP from declaring wanted. The Human Rights Court has thrown out an application filed by former Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta, who sought to bar the Office of Special Prosecutor from issuing a wanted notice. Oforiatta can.
Wait. His problems with the wanted notice.
Yeah, that was.
Does he know the case against him?
Currently under multiple investigations by the OSP and the other state agencies for alleged misconduct during his tenure, had asked the court to restrain the OSP from publicly declaring him wanted. His legal team argued that such an action would infringe his right and prejudice ongoing proceedings. Yeah, right. So the Human Rights Court has dismissed that application.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Pastor Badi was talking about does he really know the bigger picture? I think that he knows the bigger picture. That is why he is using this small one to hold onto it so that the bigger picture doesn't show up. Yes, because what is going on? If people are even been advising him, I heard that he should do his very possible best not to come to Ghana because he's going to be embarrassed and all that. Because one way or the other, it's also showing us that indeed the man is feeling guilty. That is what he's doing. That and I'm not saying he's guilty. It's the way he's doing the thing. Okay, that shows that the fact that I think we talked about it last Tuesday, that he went to Mayo Clinic, did the surgery and all that. And as I was saying that when my late wife's issue came, we were also actually going to Mayo Clinic. And we knew how expensive the whole thing is, especially his kind of surgery he did. I mean, thank God for his life. He has money from the family, from the country. So he could be able to.
What are all these?
Give some small prices. Yeah, and so, but for us to stop him, what do you call this? Remove the band. Oh no, he should. He should. And I'm glad for.
But this case was after the first one.
Yes.
Yeah. So they just.
I don't get the motive of this shoot, so that they take you off the wanted. So that what will happen?
Yes, so that he can relax and not come. So that he, just like, what's his name? What do you call this one? But General Mosquito was saying that when it comes to surgeries, there are so many surgeries. He can be doing, you watch that video. There's one I cannot say it on TV.
He's a very different kind of person. You know, see, Mr. Foyata says he has nothing to hide. He should come. Let's settle this thing, because this one, we are not going to leave it. It's we, the citizens, we won't understand. He was the finance minister. His own party members, about 90 of them, rose up and said they should change him at some point. We didn't really get it. You know, it even looked weird. How are your own party members wanting you out so bad? Only for you to leave. And when we discover that this person has been awarded a contract we don't know, up to today, SML, we don't know what they do.
We know. I read it out.
We don't know.
No, we knew.
They themselves don't know. How do you know?
No.
They themselves, they say they don't know.
On their website, I read it.
We had to ask them verbally. Then they start speaking English.
No, they wrote it on the website.
And now these people are enjoying monies, and we are like, how? Why? We don't want neither the roasting or the boiling.
That's right.
Just come.
And let's deal with it.
Let's talk about it. Mr. Foyata, please, we beg you. Just come and it's a friendly chat we want to have. Just nothing serious.
Right. We have some 6 minutes to go. Nigerian health worker jailed in UK for kissing patient. A Nigerian health worker, Adewale Kudabo, accused of sexual assault.
Why this story?
Oh no, we could do other stories.
No, let's do that. Don't mind.
It has been jailed for 12 months. According to the press.
Jailed for how long?
York Press, 12 months.
1 year?
Yeah.
For one kiss?
On Wednesday, Kudabo was working as a health worker at York Hospital.
How long
when the
was the
sexual assault offenses happened, as stated by prosecutor Henry Fernandez. Judge Alex Menari said Kudabo had abused the trust placed in him as a medical professional. The York and Scarborough Teaching Hospital NHS Foundation Trust, which runs York Hospital, said it offers its sincere apologies to the victim, adding that Kudabo had left his job at the hospital soon after the offenses. Yes.
Wow.
So let me just. The victim, despite being in considerable pain, was able to move. Okay. So this was how it happened.
Was it a consented?
Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo 47 was allocated to bathe a patient who was in a lot of pain. He said the offenses did not relate to the bathing, but what happened afterwards. When finished bathing the patient, Mr. Fernandez said Kudabo leant down and kissed her on the lips. The victim, despite being in considerable pain, was able to move away slightly, but could not avoid the kiss.
Oh, so it was almost a rape.
Said she was left in a state of confusion and left uncomfortable by the incident. He added.
That's very serious.
Wow.
Yeah,
I think the 12 months is not good.
Then it's not enough. The 12 months.
The 12 months is not enough.
So it's not just a kiss. This is actually sexual harassment.
That's right.
So it wasn't a consented thing.
That's right.
This actually is giving me a little bit pain for a certain memory.
Right.
There was a medical doctor here in Accra that when my late wife was alive, we go to her clinic and all that.
Peace and love.
She
Is it peace and love?
Okay, yeah, you know the guy.
Right.
He calls, he sings very well. He's a very church guy. He's in the ministry and everything. He calls me father. I advise him and everything. He started sexually harassing my wife. I get my wife's phone. I started talking with him. I arranged in a hotel. He thought it was my late wife, only to find me there.
Wow, this guy's face would have been so nice.
And yet, he pleaded whatever. I prayed for him. I talked to him. That's why he said, he put in on his Facebook page, people didn't understand, that for Dr. Pierre Kubi, he think that he is Jesus Christ. I counseled him. His wife came to me. I told them that they should reconcile their issue. Some other thing came. Then some of my church members were going. Then only to find out that one of them, in the hospital, the consultation room, she had sex with her without the person's knowledge.
Oh, no.
Without the person's consent.
Was the person sedated or something?
He has mentioned a certain issue that, there's a pelvis has something, and before that thing happened, there must be this thing, and he uses his manhood to do that. And at that time, they were trying to take the church leadership, were trying to let him be arrested. I pleaded with them. The church didn't know that my late wife and myself were victim to this thing. Because if they knew it, was like because they thought that maybe I'm close to him, that's why. And now finally, Manasseh Azuri did that.
Yes. Right. And he was implicated.
Yes, because for justice, no, I won't put you to prison. But I know for sure it's just a matter of time.
I think Doc is a Christian.
Yeah, he is. Because you can only imagine the number of things you would do.
Oh, but after that, I was even bringing him to my house. We cook and we eat. Yeah, I just let go because he had confessed that she has a problem or whatever.
So you thought he needed help?
I thought he needed help.
He needed jail. Jail is what he needed.
Yeah, and I was really sad for his wife, and he has only one daughter.
Oh.
And I have seen that these medical doctors and nurses and taking advantage of sick people.
Some of them.
Yeah. Let me put it. Some of them, please. Thank you. Just mind-boggling. How in the world could they do that?
A sick person.
My brain cannot just. No. I can't think far.
Anyways, we have a minute to go though. You deserved it.
Now that you when you read the story,
that's right,
and you gave the details of the elderly woman.
Yes, I wanted to give context for us to understand. Yeah.
Right. I mean, at the beginning it was so funny.
Yeah.
In case somebody get 1 year, hey. But the circumstances under which this thing happened, and the story said he tried to do it again. After he did the first one, he asked whether she wanted another bed bath, and he tried to do it again. Look, Jesus was speaking in Mark 7, and he said, the things that defile a man are not what goes inside, it's what comes out. And he says, out of the heart proceeds fornications. It's an internal problem. We have to be very careful. This generation is quite sex crazed. And when I say generation, I don't mean like my age group.
That's right.
I mean like the people living in this era.
That's right.
The sex is what controls most of the things we do.
Right.
You find people marrying for sex, people getting jobs for sex, sex everywhere. And you see, this is one fruit of it. Somebody who is working how do you even get aroused by elderly people who are sick? You are sick. Something is wrong with you.
He has the urge to merge. Because he has the unction to function.
It doesn't make any sense. It does. So this one, I don't think it's even... It's not sad. It's not scary. It's annoying.
That's right.
This man, the 12 years, I think they've dashed it.
I see.
Yes.
Initially, I thought it was a racist thing, but I don't realize.
Anyways, that has been it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Very distinguished guests of ours, as always.
You couldn't do the jollof. I just want to remind you.
Oh, I did.
Don't mind him. You did.
Yeah, I did. It's on fire. It's like
I'm smelling it actually. The aroma is awesome.
Oh, you smell it?
Is that when we get up? That's what
you see. Only married people can smell it. It's only married people that can smell this jollof.
Anyway, Dr. Justice Apia Kubi is a development expert, of course. Pastor Buddy is a forensic scientist. Coming up, we talk to the doctor. Ask the doctor. Make sure you reserve those your issues and speak to the doctor when we open the phone lines. And later on as well, we'll talk about governance and faith. Stay with us.
Sunday, 29 June 2025. Get ready to be overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit in a life-changing encounter. It's Overwhelming Miracle Sunday, 2nd edition, with Prophet Prince Osei and Pastor Kwame Jedu. Sunday, 29 June 2025 at 5 p.m. sharp. Also ministering Team Eternity Ghana and Latter Glory Choir. Be present at the Ridge Community Cathedral adjacent Noble House Restaurant, Kumasi. Don't miss the Overwhelming Miracle Sunday 2nd edition, brought to you by Action Chapel International Ridge Community, Kumasi, under the auspices of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
I decree today that the power of God that is coming upon your life, no enemy will touch you and go free.
Experience the power. Take dominion.
Say in the name of Jesus. I prophesy. Doors of favor.
Action Chapel's Dominion Hour. Now, live, this and every Thursday on Dominion TV.
And from today, you will be stronger than any enemy. Thank you for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of one of the books I have released, among the many others that I believe will impact your life and will bless you. It's very, very critical in the times we live in for us to appreciate and understand process. The difference between the first Adam and the last Adam was process. The first Adam was made overnight. He didn't go through process. The last Adam went through process and learned obedience through the many things he suffered by process. When you don't go through process, you do not appreciate and know the value of a thing. The value of gold has everything to do with the process it went through before it was brought out. And if you look at the difference between King Saul and David, Saul was made king overnight. David went through process from the first anointing to the third anointing was 17 years. The first anointing was before his brethren, second anointing before Judah, third anointing before all of Israel. Process. And that gave him longevity. And everything about life is about process. When you don't go through process, you have no understanding and value of a thing and what you have. So it's very, very important for you to get this book. Stop fighting the process. Go through the process. You will come out at the other side a better person, a better individual. People who don't go through process and come into prominence are disaster. Money without purpose is disaster. Power without purpose is disaster. And so get understanding. This book, don't fight the process. Go through the process will cause you to have the keys that are necessary to guarantee your longevity. God bless you. We go around just making statements that are not even biblical. God reveals to redeem. It's not in the Bible. God reveals so we can walk, so we can enforce the word of God and the scriptures over the enemy's intent.
Any hope and expectation the enemy has concerning your family and your loved one, by the eternal blood of Jesus, we override that hope. We override that expectation. Put your hands together and override it.
The Voice of Inspiration, weekdays and Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Dominion TV.
Every morning begins with you, your routine, your goals, your journey. Get ready for the day with us by your side. This is Wake Up Africa, your inspirational morning ride. We bring you the energy you need, the insight, and the motivation to kickstart your day. Wake Up Africa is here to connect you to the latest news, your front row seat to all the sports action. Get moving with us for a healthier you. Wake Up Africa gives you daily forecast, keeping you prepared for whatever comes your way. Join us each morning as we start your day together.
My name is Kokulumo, and welcome to Wake Up Africa.
Prayer is a daily necessity. for daily triumph.
Africa, we must unite.
We are getting Abrahamic rewards, but we are running away from Abrahamic responsibilities.
Where should Africa sit and stand in this new world order?
Africa has the youngest, fastest growing population. That's a blessing, but it's also a challenge.
Who did God describe as the man after his own heart?
David.
Adam.
My experience, nothing short of amazing. I never believed I'll be able to do this. Dominion TV's Emerging Leaders program has taught me skills about marketing in a corporate setting.
My name is Danny Glover, and you're watching
Dominion TV.
Hooray! Dominion TV is now also a digital terrestrial free-to-air channel. This means you can watch us in Ghana from your digital TV without any subscription. Just rescan your channels on your digital TV to access it. How? On your digital TV, press the menu or settings button and choose auto-tuning, auto-search, or the appropriate options to scan your channels and look for Dominion TV. Enjoy some of Africa's best Christian lifestyle programming from Dominion TV.
Okay, now we're going into the hospital. I'm your nurse for today, and I'll be the one to take your details, and then would ask the doctor. It's Ask the Doctor, and the phone lines will be open pretty soon. You can call in and ask the doctor anything that bothers on your health. We'll be dealing with lots of issues, from sickle cell to diabetes to waist pain and all the things that happens to your body. So today's another chance for you to call in and ask the doctor. But right now, though, let's be grateful to the Bank Hospital for supporting the morning show. The Bank Hospital is at Cantonment near Nafti, and you want to call them, book an appointment, and get your health checked out. You can call the Bank Hospital on 030-273-9373, 030-273-9373. They have lots of clinic, urology clinics, sickle cell clinic, all the beautiful clinics that would help you, know what's up with your health. And for those who love food, good food, healthy food, there's one thing that you need in your food that is thick, it's red, it's rich, and that's Gino tomato mix. You need it because of vitamin A, D3, fiber, and zinc, treating your family to tasty and delicious meals. And you know that Gino truly cares. This is vetted and approved by the FDA. You want to get a Gino, you want to enjoy healthy food. And also, see, now that we're in the consulting room, this makes a lot of sense. Have you drunk water today? Are you planning on drinking water? Because the doctors have told us that we need a certain amount of water every day. So we introduce you to Aqua Clear mineral water. That's what will keep you hydrated and looped up for the day. You can call Aqua Clear mineral water 020-1732-880 or 055948877. And Aqua Clear mineral water is at Action Chapel International, Spintex Road. You want to drink purity and feel satisfied. And in studio, we have Dr. Wisdom Ifeong from the Bank Hospital. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, PBL. Why is that when I'm gathering momentum for me?
I know, right? Like, why do you have to wait? Like, good morning.
I have to emphasize on the thing.
I know. You good?
Very well, like,
Yeah.
and you?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Aside the fact that you look a bit stressed about it, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's
very
fine. Yeah, it comes with a
stressed.
job.
I
Don't
know,
worry.
I know.
How many people do you attend to in a day?
Sometimes I don't count.
Right?
Yeah, I really don't. It depends on what part of the hospital I'm functioning at.
Okay.
But the outpatients, it's a lot
crazy.
more people.
Right.
Inpatients, a few people, but spend more time with one person. So yeah, it's quite stressful.
Yeah. Okay. So Dr. Wisdom works with the Bank Hospital. You want to go there, probably book an appointment and see him. I'm telling everybody now to come and see him. But today is Ask the Doctor. So the phone lines are activated. You can call and then ask the doctor any and everything that bothers on your health. But Doc, the president spoke about banning all these takeaway packs because of the health and sanitation issues that might come with it. And then somebody also mentioned edible rubber. I don't know. Is there anything like that? I wanted to find out if there's anything like edible rubber or something that is good for food that we can keep food in, or I don't know. Yeah. Why would we want to ban these things? I mean, aside the sanitation part, what are the health implications that we might be looking at when it comes to such things?
Well, some people tend to use some of these polyethylene bags, some people sell foods with them, so wache, cocoa.
Oh, don't mention wache. Don't do that.
And all that. And you realize that most of the time, when people buy these foods, instead of getting home, removing it and putting it on the plate, to microwave, if they want to eat it, microwave, then you realize they put just with it directly, into the microwave, and that causes a lot of chemical reactions.
Okay.
Not be good for the body.
So the rubber itself is not bad, but it's when you put it in the microwave?
So it is not bad if it has no relation to your body. Sometimes you can just use it in carrying stuff.
Okay.
It has no relation to your internal body. By the moment you start using it in carrying exposed food stuff, not like raw materials that you're going to transform into food, but the food finished
itself,
product. Yeah. So that's where it becomes harmful, because you have no idea, the chemical reaction that's going on and how it can affect you long term.
Okay.
It might not necessarily be immediately, but something that you keep doing over and over and over again, it tends to affect you long term, right? Wow. And aside that, the sanitation bit is also very key, because you walk on the streets of Accra and you see there are a lot of these rubbers on the roadside and all that. In other countries, actually, they don't do that. Actually, there's a ban on that. So you have to use either a paper bag, or a more sophisticated bag where when you buy things and you go home, you have to come back with it the next time.
Right.
Otherwise, you will buy food stuff and you find yourself, stuffing it up in your pockets and things. Like one of my colleagues, so she forgot. She was somewhere around the world, and then she forgot, the paper bag she bought stuff with earlier. So the next time she was just, buying, I think, some biscuits or so, and she realized, she forgot it, and she was not having a backpack. So she had to stuff it in her pocket, So
interesting.
Yeah.
So food in cooked food, right? So you're out there, you're buying your regulars, right? And then they put it in rubber. So the doctor is advising that when you get home, you pour all that into a plate before you warm it. For some of us, we just put it into the microwave, put it on, and then we're going on with our jolly and good lives. Now, it's not good for your health, right? So you want to pour it. So would you advise the ahabai? So in some countries, I don't know how they call it, but if you buy street food and all of that, they put it in this leaves, right? Is it good?
In some countries.
Yeah. In some countries, not only in this. I think I've watched some documentaries, some food tourism where somewhere even in Kenya, like just street food, just put it in some small, really nice. Here in Ghana, we serve wache in those ones, right?
Of course, if it's clean, why not? Because the problem here is recycling. It's a leaf. It's something that it's like every other leaf where people could use to cook. you know. So I don't think it should be harmful.
Yeah,
You
as
know,
compared to.
as compared to, you know, except, but the issue with that is that most of them tend not to clean it. You know, they've
Okay,
just
so that's the other part of
they've hipped
it.
a lot of it and they've brought it overnight. And the
Oh,
next
Lord
morning,
Jesus.
then you realize that there is one particular cloth or towel that they used to just clean the surface, and then you dish for everybody, then you clean the surface, you know. So that also, so there are contributory factors around, not necessarily the fact that using that particular leaf, but the things that we don't see even harm us more than the things that we see, you know. Yeah, the things that you don't see, you think that, for instance, your phone, you know, people who, especially healthcare workers who work with their phones, you know, you tend to have a lot of microorganisms on your phone. So if you were to take a swab of your phone and look under the microscope, the things you would see, you have no idea. But you know, we wash our hands every day, and you hold your phone, it's mobile.
You go
so
back
hold
to it again.
And you go and pounce on some fufu, you know. So we have to be very cautious of that, you know, we always, the things that we don't see, you know, are very harmful as well.
Okay, so the doctor is talking about the things that we don't see, things that you need a microscope, right, to see all these things. So you want to be careful. You want to be careful the leaves that the Watisela is putting your food in. You also want to be careful not to warm your food in the poly bag or the polythene that they put the food in. You want to pour it into a bowl and all of that. And I'm also thinking of water, right? So there was a time that something was circulating. It was just water. How you're able to tell if this water is good enough for drinking. Also because you might not be able to see it.
Yeah.
And does it mean that the moment the water is clear or is white, it's good for drinking?
Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is that because we can't see it, you can't ascertain. You know, so you have to trust that, you know, it's going through purification before you can drink it. You know, so the fact that if you take rainwater, you know, and then you put it down for a while for the sediments to come down and all that, you realize that it will be colorless.
Right.
Water is supposed to be colorless,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily white, but colorless, right? So the fact that it's colorless does not mean that it is good for you to drink. You know, because you've not checked the other particles. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Can you see the hydrogen and oxygen?
No.
But you trust that that's what you are drinking.
Right.
The same way you can't see those elements, the same way there could be other elements and particles, you know, involved that you can't see that might be harmful, you know, to you. So we have to actually go through the processing phase to ensure that, you know, that is done. You know, so that's why people tend to drink bottled water, because they, you know, the companies have advertised that they've been able to, you know, treat it,
like Aquaclear mineral water.
for it to become good for, you know, drinking and all that.
Okay. Now that makes a lot of sense. So water that is colorless or white in our eyes doesn't necessarily make it good for drinking.
Yeah.
You want to be sure that it is gone through a level of purification.
Yeah.
So that, somebody sent me a question. Let me read it real quick. It says that anytime I eat salad from vendors outside, I get food poisoning. Could it be the salad or the environment? Yep, that's it.
Okay, well, so addressing issues relating to food poisoning. So you could, you know, it could be from various sources to start with, right? It could be from you going to eat over there.
Me?
Yes.
What could be wrong with me?
Exactly. So I'll hit on that shortly. So it could be from you, depending on what you're going to eat. If you're going to eat something you use your hands to eat, your hands could be contaminated even prior to going to the food vendor. That's one. It could be from the way they prepared the food. It could be from the way they stored the food. Some foods are not stored under the right temperatures, you know, because you have to eat hot foods hot, you know. So it could be from the preparation of the food, it could be from the storage of the food, it could be from the movement of the food or the serving of the food, by the people who move it from the kitchen down to the finished products, right? So it could be from various sources, right? But you realize that for you to know that this is from the food that you have eaten, there are questions you want to ask. One, are you the only one who ate that food? Right?
Okay.
If you had the food with 2, 3, 4 more people, now the next question is, what symptom are you experiencing? Typically people would want to have diarrhea, some people have tummy pain, vomiting and all that. Now, if you establish that you're having symptoms, you didn't eat the food alone. Now, the next question is, those people you ate the food with, are they experiencing the same
same thing, right?
You understand? So the moment you are able to identify that they are experiencing the same symptoms right after eating the same food, then we can now attribute it to the food.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Right.
And then that alone in itself might exclude the U factor being, contaminated before going to the vendor, right? Now, because 7 or 10 of that, maybe let's say it's a wedding, right? And 300 people had it. Out of the 300 people, 200 of them are having diarrhea, obviously.
It's the food.
Something from the food. So now we want to check, is it exactly from the storage of the food, the preparation of the food, or, the handling of the food? So that's something that people would have to go into. That's why when there's an outbreak of certain conditions or certain, food poisoning, they want to close down that particular food vendor. Not forever, but just so they investigate and find out where is this from. Otherwise, you keep, to be like a continuing effect where you keep passing it on and on. So you have to shut down and then investigate to find out where did we get this from. It could be from maybe one person, and that person is the one cooking the food. So you see, it could be from the storage of the food. It could be from the handling of the food and all that. So there are so many. It could be from the environment where the food is being prepared.
Right.
So there are so many factors that could, lead one to having food poisoning. But as for the treatment of it, once you go to the hospital, you'll be sorted out.
You would have to go to the hospital. What are some of the first aids you can administer?
Yeah, so like I said, some of the symptoms you might have is tummy pain, vomiting, and diarrhea. Which means that you are losing fluids. You want to replenish that fluid, before you come to the hospital. So, but you realize that you tend not to want to drink, but that again is what we need you to do, before coming. Because if you come to the hospital and we see that you're not able to drink, we have to give you some IV infusions.
Okay.
Fluid through your veins, because that one, it bypasses you drinking in your stomach and all that. Otherwise, you vomit them again. But if you are able to drink at home, try as much as possible to rehydrate before coming to the hospital. Because it's the dehydration that will tip you into having other problems like acute kidney problems, kidney shutting down because it's not getting enough water and all that. You feeling dehydrated, producing lactic acid. So many other things could go wrong, right? So you want to try and rehydrate before coming. And then the pain itself will bring you to the hospital. So.
I know, let's not stress it. Just be in pain, you show up. I see. Well, there's another one. It says, what are the most common health mistakes people make without realizing? Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. Yeah. I mean, without realizing, the first thing that comes to mind is not going for a regular checkup. Yeah, because you feel like you're fine. You're good.
Look,
there's no point.
Here in Africa, but healthcare is expensive. You agree, right? So, there's no, I don't even know, to go to the hospital and check. How much is your salary? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, so that's the
thinking. These are excuses of people.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if I earn maybe probably 4 figures or 6 figures, I'm thinking, how much do I have to spend? And I mean, you go to the hospital, there's no telling what the doctor will just, cough up some very wild disease with a very beautiful name. Then they say you have to go to the lab, I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why would we want to go to the hospital? Why must we even go and check it out? That's the excuse of people.
Yeah. And the answer is it is more expensive to treat the disease than to prevent the disease.
I see.
So if you think about it that way, people think things are expensive until they have to, You know, I was buying certain things. You know, I was trying to buy certain things for myself, and I was like, nah, I won't buy this. And a colleague was like, you know, if something happens, unforeseen circumstance, God forbid, happens right now, this money say you will not use to buy, you will use this for it. You know, so people can actually use money for something else and neglect themselves, you know, when it comes to their health.
Right.
And without realizing that it's more expensive to treat, let's say, God forbid, you don't do your regular checkup, and your kidneys are declining, and you don't catch that early to revive them. Now, by the time you start having symptoms, now you go to the hospital, they say, oh, you have to be on dialysis. It is more expensive, you know, to be on dialysis for life.
Right.
You know, whilst awaiting a kidney transplant, you know, than preventing that particular disease. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
And some people tend to ignore subtle symptoms. You know, you have subtle symptoms, you ignore it.
Like
Oh, it's one of
headache?
those things, you know. You ignore it. The fact that you are ignoring it, you don't know what it's pointing out to. Perhaps if you had gotten checked, could have picked that up and dealt with it, then preventing
But we have
it
cases where, okay, let's say somebody has headache, just
Yeah.
regular headache.
Yeah.
And then the person goes to the hospital, so, oh, your head is aching. How old are you? All that, then the right para, you should take it to the house. How do you present something like that so that you don't get to just go through the try and error? Is there a special way to present headache to a doctor that would, okay, probably let's run this check, let's do this, let's do this? Because sometimes I'm thinking how the patient presents it also has a way of informing you what you give.
Yeah, so again, the eye sees what the mind knows, right? So there are protocols to these things. Rarely will a qualified medical doctor, you know, just say, oh, you just headache, para, go home. You have to, there are processes you have to go through. There are red flags you have to look out for. You know, you have to go back to the history. Perhaps if it's the first time headache, and then we look at the characteristics of the headache and then the grading, the severity of it, it's not that, you know, below 5 or something, you know, and other risk factors depending on the patient, you know. You might inform me, say, okay, let's watch and see. But there are protocols to these things. Rarely would you just go in and say, oh, pee more. And then it's not every headache that warrants setting, you know, highfalutin scans, a CT scan, exposing you to radiations. If it's indicated, like I said, there are protocols to it. So you have to go through those protocols to know that, okay, this person is indicated for a CT scan or an MRI or, you know, this particular. So you have to take the history of the headache. You know, headaches is a non-specific symptom that could present due to so many things called headache. Stress could cause a headache. You know, so if a doctor makes that diagnosis and he will tell you to rest, and you would think doctor did not do anything for me, but based on his history and examination, they thought rest is what you need. You know, headaches, brain tumors could cause headaches, especially in the mornings. You know, when you wake up. You know, so brain tumors could cause headaches. You know, an aneurysm, you know, a rupture of, for let's say someone take a patient who has hypertension. I said it's a silent killer for a reason, because it has no symptom, right? And now you've had hypertension for 10, 20, 30 years, you don't get it checked. You've not gone for your routine checkup for us to check your blood pressure. And then all of a sudden you have this sudden thunderclap headache that is described as the worst headache of your life. We'll be looking at a bleed in your head. And that's the first thing that comes to everybody's mind.
Wow, that's
you
big.
know, so there are so many other things that could cause headache. It's quite non-specific, you know, and then headache is not equal to para. Now, what you said that would happen in the hospital is rather what happens at home. Because people have headaches, they just take para and move on. And you realize that this headache is recurrent. You keep having it, you keep taking para and you're moving on. It should tell you that you should go to the hospital and get checked, right? The fact that you're having headache and para is solving it, like I always say, you are clearing the cobwebs. There is a spider in that room.
Yeah,
you need to deal with the spider, then your headaches will be, you know. Some women tend to have what we call migraines. People have migraines and they have an aura, which means that you sense that you are about to have that headache before it happens. Yeah, so you have an aura. Some people sense, they're able to sense that I'm about to have it, you know, then it happens. That's, you know, typical of a migraine, right? Some people also have what we call a menstrual migraine.
Okay.
You know, a headache that is around your menstrual cycle. So these are questions that we have to ask to rule out and rule in before we make a decision as to what to manage with.
Okay, I see. Well, there's a question from Gina from Kaswa. I used to get some ball-like yellowish particles whenever I bring out phlegms, mostly in the morning. Ball-like yellowish particles, right? No pain, no irritation. Please, what could be the cause? Ball-like, so it's round, yellowish particles.
So I mean, I'm thinking when you describe it as ball-like, does she mean that it's a solid particle, or it's a liquid particle in that you have? Yeah, that.
Okay.
Do you get it?
I'm thinking if it's coming out, it says it comes out mostly in the phlegms.
Yeah,
I'm
phlegms
thinking,
in the morning.
What are those things that get stuck up in the
So I'm thinking the question I would like to ask her, is she coughing? You know, how does she produce these particles or these flames?
Okay.
Or is it intentional? Like when she wakes up, then she wants to bring it out.
Okay.
Or she coughs.
Okay.
You know, because when we think of coughing and sputum or phlegm production, we're thinking of a chest infection.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
and there could be so many other things that could cause a chest infection. And there could be so many things that, depending on the color, you know, yellowish, people produce yellowish, people produce brownish sputum.
Okay.
Or phlegms, people produce black.
Does the color of the phlegm also determine what could be going wrong in
color,
there?
Yes, the color. So typically a yellow or brownish could typically give us an idea that maybe you're having a bacterial infection, you know, and the investigation would follow suit as well.
It says it's solid, no coughing. She's replying to the message, actually.
Yeah, so I mean, it's difficult to tell how producing a solid,
yeah,
you know,
solid,
every morning
so
you wake up
like is yellowish particles.
Yes, I think it's something that we need to see. You know,
okay,
for someone like this, you have to see the person, yes, and ensure that everything else is okay. Her breathing is fine. When you're telling me a ball, like I'm thinking, is this something that can obstruct your windpipe?
Okay.
Is this something that can obstruct it? Because, you know, there's a very fine, you know, delineation between your windpipe and your esophagus. You know, when you think you're swallowing something and it enters your windpipe, you could choke on it. So is it something that has the potential of causing her to choke? You know, and there are so many questions we have to ask her when we see her in person, because I also have to see what ball-like structure are you producing.
You're talking about.
You know, exactly.
I see. Well, there's, okay, I think today we're dealing more messages, right? It's a subtle. So we have one from Gospel in Joku, Nigeria. It says that concerning the banning of plastic foods or nylon bags, the ideas or moves I support. But my concern or worries is that the agencies appointed to see that the policy is maintained are not doing their work to get the culprits arrested and sanctions. Well, here in my country, is talking about Nigeria, we have such policies as government agencies like the NAFDAC, National Agency for Food, Drugs Administration Control, is not doing enough. My question is, is there any other thing the government can do or has not, that they haven't done, you know, in order to ban completely get it out? Because we agree that it might not be healthy for us, but here in Africa we use these in large quantities. Go to the riverside, go to seaside. It's as though they've collected rubbish in the sea, something that's supposed to be clean and neat, right? So he's rather asking, I think this should rather go to FDA. Right? The authorities that's but I'll get that answer for you. What else you think that the government can do? That would be an answer from Ghana, but you can also replicate it in Nigeria, and I'm sure it will work. Thank you so much for this message. Gospel in Joku from Nigeria. Now there's another one. It says, secondly, are there any non-serious diseases or sicknesses caused or from using microwaves before eating such foods like cancer? Please let us know. Also from Gospel, I like you. How you day? You get us a B. Thank you, my brother. A caro. Yes, so he's asking, what are some of the other, you know, dangerous things that come from warming food in microwaves?
So he answered himself by saying like cancer.
Right.
Because Cancer happens when there's an overgrowth of a particular cell in the body, uncontrolled growth, right? And that could happen if, there's always a suppression of growth in the body, right? Now, if that suppression is lifted up or is not present, right, now that growth is no longer controlled.
Okay.
Right. Now, there could be so many other things that could cause that natural suppression to be lifted up. And that is in the genetic coding of the individual, right? So when the coding is not right, and there's so many other things that could affect the coding, that's why sometimes smoking, could cause lung cancer.
Right.
Because it goes deep down into the molecular level where now you're not just seeing smoking as, in exchange of, some form of smoke, but it goes to the cells and causes mutation in these cells, which would now manifest as cancer, right? So there could be subtle mutation that go on as a result of frequent usage of, because it's a wave. It's a wave. It's just like the sun wave. Prolonged exposure to it to certain individuals could cause skin cancer. It's the same way. It's a wave. Excessive usage of it could, one way or the other, lead to conditions that you do not anticipate, you've not anticipated for, right? So that possibility is definitely there. So that's why we always say that, sometimes try to eat, good food, raw food, cook your food yourself, heat it up yourself, as compared to always morning, you microwave before you go out to work. At work, you're microwaving, you come back home, you're microwaving at night before you sleep, and you've been doing this for 5 years. So these are things that don't just wake up and cause problems. It takes some time, just like how smoking for 2 days will not give you cancer, but being exposed, like the last one was talking about first-hand smoker, second-hand and third-hand smoker, right? So you've been exposed to these for a period of time. You think you are fine, but those mutations are gradually taking place to happen, especially to susceptible individuals, i.e. people who have a history of it before, and then now you're just helping trigger that, to now come to light. So yes, we should be very mindful.
Right. So you want to be very mindful. You want to eat, warm your old food, probably the old way that we used to do it. And then also you want to cook your food always sort of fresh so that you can just eat it. I don't know how that's going to work for our very busy lives now, that we just cook over the weekend, store it in the fridge, and then the moment somebody wants to eat, you pick and put it in the microwave. So the doctor is advising, yes, you can cook and all of that, but you should have other ways of warming it, not necessarily with the microwave. And that analogy that you gave, that you warm food in the morning, get to the office, you're warming food, everything you warm it, and then in the evenings you are warming food, and do that routine for about 5 years. That's you dying before death. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so we're talking about the things that the health issues that people cause themselves without even know, the most common health mistakes people do. So you said the very first one, people don't go for checkups.
Yeah, regular checkups.
Right?
Regular checkups.
Okay.
Then the second, I mentioned that people ignore subtle symptoms.
Yes, like headaches and all.
Yeah, you self-medicate for over and over again. You're still having it. You're still self-medicating. Another one is stress. Try as much as possible not to be stressed.
Please, who are you talking to? I make it for you. You already look stressed, right? How do we manage stress? Okay, we have Omar on the line. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you're welcome to the consulting group. How may we help you, please?
Please, I want to ask the doctor. When I've been visiting the hospital for a very long time, and the doctor said there is nothing wrong with me, but I feel that there is something wrong with me. Mostly when I go to bed, I don't sleep well. Just short sleep, and I'll just wake up. So I just want to ask the doctor if there's anything that can be done to that.
I see. So you don't sleep well.
Yeah.
And then when you wake up in the morning, you're tired?
Yes, please. So I tried to consult the doctor, and they were like, there's nothing wrong with my system.
Okay. Okay. For how long has this been?
So for about 3 months now.
I see. I see. What do you do, please?
Oh, please, I'm a mason.
You are
A mason.
a mason. Okay. That means you work a lot during the day and you're expected to sleep well at night, but you don't. I see.
Yeah.
Doc, any other thing you want me to ask before he goes off? I think that's fine. All right, so there it is. He's a mason. He sounds like he's in the middle age, 30 thereabout. And then he doesn't, I mean, mason definitely.
Did you say he sounds like
He sounds like it, yes. Yes, and I mean, because I did ask. And I didn't want you to say, did you ask? And then also he said he doesn't sleep, or he's been to the hospital a number of times, and they said there's nothing wrong with his system. What could be?
Yeah, so we have to fall back on history, history, and I'm thinking that if maybe there are things that will be going through your mind, and sometimes you might not necessarily get a diagnosis on one sitting. You might want to do a few investigations and to come back for review whilst we're in a process of achieving a diagnosis. That's one thing I want him to know. But I don't think they'll just tell him there's nothing wrong with you, go. I'm sure they give him some sort of safety netting, as to if you notice A, B, C, and D, don't hesitate to come back. If you notice A, B, C, let us know. It's still part of, trying to investigate a diagnosis. It's not all diagnosis that you get. You sit down in 10 minutes conversation and we have it. Most of them we can, but not all of them. Is a process.
Right.
Now, when it comes to tiredness, it's a myriad of things could cause tiredness. Sometimes we refer to it as the A, B, C, D, E, F, O of tiredness.
Z.
So many other things could cause tiredness. Anemia could cause tiredness. A low blood level could cause tiredness. A bone condition could cause tiredness. Cancer could cause tiredness. Conditions like diabetes, hormonal conditions could cause tiredness. We want to also find out from him, how is his sleep like? He said he wakes up feeling tired.
Right.
How long? When does he go
he's
to
unable
bed?
to sleep, so he doesn't have a full, maybe like long hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So intermittent sleep.
Yeah, so the specific question to be, when do you go to bed?
Right.
When do you wake up?
Okay.
How long do you think you sleep for? And when you wake up, do you feel refreshed? And then you realize that most of the time is linked to the fact that they are not having a good sleep hygiene.
There is a sleep hygiene?
Yes, a sleep hygiene. So if you're not having a good sleep hygiene, you think you're not able to sleep. I have had patients who say, doctor, I need medication to sleep.
Sleep hygiene?
Yeah.
I'm still there.
Yeah, so I'll take you there, don't worry.
I mean.
So it's not always the fact that you are not able to sleep equal to medication that helps you sleep. The medication that could help you to sleep, but we have to be sure that is indicated for one. Secondly, we have to use it short term. It's not something you use long term. Otherwise, you become dependent on it, right? So a typical sleep hygiene.
Okay, so there's another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name, please.
I'm Hugo.
Say again?
Hugo.
Okay, so you can talk to the doctor. I'm struggling to hear you. Can you please reposition yourself? That will help, pretty much. Hello. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. But I mean, if the calling is going to be an issue, you can just send us a message. We'll be sure to read it. Put it on our Facebook or YouTube, or you can send us a message. We'll just be sure to read it for you, please. Yeah. So back to sleep hygiene.
Yes.
You have to be a certain hygienic condition to sleep. So
the sleep hygiene are basically the things that you ensure are right for your body to, accept to sleep, So those are things you have to ensure I'll list them. So we want to see it as, let's start from before you go to bed. You're not supposed to take exercise, rigorous exercise, 2 hours prior to you going to bed. You don't want to do that. You don't want to take caffeine, coffee and caffeine products, prior to you going to bed. It would stimulate you. It's a stimulant. You will not be able to sleep. Some people take them and they are not sleeping.
And also take these energy drinks.
Exactly. So you don't want to do that prior to you going to bed.
Oh, right.
Yes, you want to ensure that you're not using your phone prior to you going to bed. Some people are on their phones for 4, 5, 6 hours in bed, and doctor, I'm not able to sleep. Okay, you are with your phone, and all. Some people have lights on, and this some way stimulates their mind to thinking that it's broad daylight.
Right.
So you're not able to sleep, right? So you're not supposed to do all. So you have to ensure that you're not doing all these things, right? You have to sleep. You have to go to bed when it's time to sleep, right? Don't be in bed 4 hours prior to sleep in the night time, and now you expect to just fall asleep. Your body's already used to that, environment. So if you are not ready to sleep, don't lie in bed. So these are things we advise you to do before you even consider. So you're not ready to sleep, be in a hall or something. Don't be in bed. Let your bed be used for sleeping. So your mind is like telling a dog that you have to pee only by this table. You see, whenever I pee somewhere else, you whip the dog. And you realize that when he pees by the table, nothing goes wrong. Automatically, every day he'll be peeing by the table. When he feels like peeing, even if he's asleep, you wake up and come and pee by the table. So your body is the same thing, conditioning. So you want to condition your body that whenever you see a bed, it tells the body that it's time to sleep. So you don't want to be in bed with your phone for hours and now you think it's time to sleep and you want to fall asleep. You might not be able to fall asleep. So use the bed for sleeping, right?
Wow.
And then some people tend to take warm milk, before going to bed. I mean, that helps. So for those who are not lactose intolerant, that could help to some degree. Warm milk could help you sleep, and also when it's time to go to bed, you want to empty your bladder,
Right.
Sometimes waking up might also prevent you, say you're not able to sleep, but you've drank a lot of water just before sleeping. It's good to hydrate, but not when you are about to sleep. You have a whole 24 hours in a day to do your, daily maintenance of fluid, right? So you want to do that throughout the day, and then when it's evening time, night time, try to limit that, right? So you do all these things and ensure that when you are in bed, you put all gadgets away, light off, TV off, everything, no distractions, and then you want to just lie down and close your eyes. So these are things that we want to do to ensure that you have a good sleep hygiene. You have to practice them for a while. Condition your body. It's when all these have failed. I mean, when you're in a hospital setting, you're on admission. Sometimes you could be given certain medication that could, in fact, some side effect of certain medications could even make you drowsy.
Right.
You fall asleep and all that. But it's not routine that we give medications. People tend to do that a lot. I'm not being able, I need medicine to sleep. And I just hope that our pharmacists don't discharge medications to people by the roadside because they're not able to sleep.
Right.
I think currently with the trained pharmacists we have in Ghana and Africa, I don't think nobody would do that.
All right.
Because it's not right. You have to ensure that you're having a good sleep hygiene. Most of my patients, when I tell them that, and then they go, "Oh, doctor, I'm now able to sleep." I'm like, you see, you didn't need any medication from the start, so you thought you needed. Some people are very stressed during the day. They tend to take coffee at night or during the day. Some people are surviving on coffee, and then you realize that you are not able to sleep. Yeah.
Wow. We're going to sleep well from tonight. These are the things that we're going to do. We will not be in bed pressing our phones.
Yeah.
When it's actually not time for us to sleep, if you feel like, you want to tap your phone, do it in the hall or somewhere. Train your body to see the bed and know that, it's about time to sleep. And when you get there, put your phones away. Sleep with lights out or dimmed lights so that it's not so loud for your body to think that, we're supposed to. Some of us, we are so blessed. Whether there's light, there's no light, there's sound, there's no sound, we are asleep. It's a ministry. If you want me to lay hands on you, you can come for that. And also, don't drink too much water.
Yeah. Yeah, just prior.
Before you go to bed, so you don't have to disrupt your sleep by waking up. A lot of times, I'm a victim of that. I do that a lot. So you see that I go to pee like 3 times or something before the. And also don't do vigorous. So if you want to go to the gym, yes, you can go to the gym, but when you get back, have at least an hour to yourself.
About 4 hours.
Or 4 hours to. Oh wow, that's a long time. So have about 4 hours to yourself before you go to bed, so that you're not, sleep deprived. Amazing, right? Stuff that we can learn for ourselves today. Thank you so much, Dr. Effiong. Dr. Effiong, you just, I don't know, but today's like a light. The light is turned on. It's turned on, right? So we'll do right from today. This has been Ask the Doctor with Dr. Effiong from The Bank Hospital. Thank you to The Bank Hospital. Thank you to Gino Tomato Mix and also Aqua Clear Mineral Water. You heard the advice about water. You want to get an Aqua Clear Mineral Water that's gone through purification, sanctification. It's left with justification. Yeah, so that's just about it. Well, let's go for a quick break, and then when we get back, we'll get into sports.
I decree today that the power of God that is coming upon your life, no enemy will touch you and go free.
Experience the power. Take dominion.
Say the name of Jesus. I prophesy. Doors of favor.
Action Chapel's Dominion Hour. Now, live, this and every Thursday on Dominion TV.
And from today, you will be stronger than any enemy.
Sunday, 29 June 2025. Get ready to be overwhelmed by the Holy Spirit in a life-changing encounter. It's Overwhelming Miracle Sunday, 2nd edition, with Prophet Prince Jose and Pastor Kwame Jedu. Sunday, 29 June 2025 at 5 p.m. sharp. Also ministering Team Eternity Ghana and Latter Glory Choir. Be present at the Ridge Community Cathedral adjacent Noble House Restaurant, Kumasi. Don't miss the Overwhelming Miracle Sunday 2nd edition, brought to you by Action Chapel International Ridge Community, Kumasi, under the auspices of Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams.
We go around just making statements that are not even biblical. God reveals to redeem. It's not in the Bible.
God reveals, so we can war, so we can enforce the word of God and the scriptures over the enemy's intent. Any hope and expectation the enemy has concerning your family and your loved one, by the eternal blood of Jesus, we override that hope. We override that expectation. Put your hands together and override it.
The Voice of Inspiration, weekdays and Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Dominion TV.
Barca's season is up and running. Save! Spain are the champions of the world!
Sports Break on Dominion TV.
Are you ready for the drama? Come on, hey, I'm trying. Come on, everybody, let's go. Come on. Hey, come on, everybody, I'm trying. Come on, I'm trying. Hey, I'm trying. Come on. Everybody, now, let's go. Everybody now,
the moment you hear that sound, you know we're fired for sports. And to help us do the sports update today is Stephanie B. Good morning, Stephanie B.
Hello.
I hope you're good.
I'm good. Yourself?
I am fantastic.
Yes,
and
I can see that.
amazing.
It's good to join you on the show today.
Yeah. Steffi, do you warm your food in the microwave always?
From time to time, I think most of the time, especially back at work, yeah.
I see. So newsflash, don't be doing that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
because the doctor said it's not good, especially when you put the food in poly bag and put it in there, you know, it's not so good. So that's it for all the sports people. Learn from Steffi B. Don't be like don't be like Steffi B.
Like me.
Right? Anyway, so what's up for sports today?
There's a lot happening in the world of sports, and thank you for tuning. Performances so far?
Well, the whole time I've been gunning for what the youths are planning to do with regards to Mexico, US, and then Canada, because we're representing is the look. Whether they like it or not, whether Ghana qualifies or not, we'll still be there. I mean, we'll support all our African countries. But yeah, I think the scorelines are pretty okay.
Yes. How about the captain from the first story? Captain Firmino, what do you think? How seen him spirit-filled?
You know, Paul made a statement in the Bible. He said that he might be all things to all men, that he may win some. And that statement actually tells me, Jesus said to go out there and spread the gospel. He didn't say go to the church. He didn't say go to the football field. He didn't say go. He said to go to the world.
Right.
In other words, you should engage even the systems of the world to get the world to come to Christ. Right? So however it is, whatever it is that you do, he says, let your light so shine. Now, the world is going to look at this and give glory to God. So he's fulfilling scripture. So it doesn't matter what you do, where you are, whatever it is that you're going through, you can just let that light shine. And I'm really proud of that. I think I saw a few videos of some football people going through worship even before they go to the pitch. It's great. God is God everywhere, any day and any time. So yeah.
Yes, so on that note, this is where we bring down the curtains on Sports Break Extra. Thanks for making time with me. I'm Stephanie B, and enjoy the rest of your day. Biadola, over to you.
Well, yeah, thank you so much. That's like, a ladylike sports presentation. You know what I mean? Thank you, Stephanie B. Well, so that's it for today. I know that I promised a convo, but we're going to have to draw the curtains for today, and then we'll reschedule that conversation. But thank you so much for sticking and staying with that. Thank you for using our socials, My Dominion TV, to reach out to us. Thank you to all those who send messages. Njoku from Nigeria, my brother. Thank you. Ekaro, get Asibi, Otago. Thank you very much. And all those people who watch us from all the other parts of Africa, we're really grateful that you make a date with us on Wake Up Africa. We draw the curtains for today, but we'll be back tomorrow with great conversations that you don't want to miss. My name is Biatala. I'll see you tomorrow.
Praise Jehovah. Something new for my life. Every day I'm gonna do, making moves, or when we fly far away. Good things we go to see, working hard, we know they sleep, making moves.